This is part 2 of a two-part video looking at and comparing two old brown bag MREs. Both of them are menu number 4, omelet with ham. In part 1, we looked at an example from 1991, which was stored very well and actually held up pretty well for being 26 years old. In part 2, we have a bit more of a mystery. The omelet with ham was made between 1988 and 1994, but they didn't put the dates on the bags. This one came from a case that we knew was from 1991. This one was sent to me by Steve1989. He said he picked it up at a flea market, had no idea of the date, no idea how it's been stored for the past quarter of a century plus. And so we're going to open it up and find out. We're going to see what's in here, see if we can date when it's from, and see if anything survived, and try it out if it did. So this is a meal ready to eat individual, menu number 4, omelet with ham, with accessory packet A. This is made by the Rafco Freeze Dry Company, or I should say the Rafco Freeze Dry Incorporated MRE division, McAllen, Texas. These old brown baggers don't have a peelable seal. They have a little notch at the top where you can tear it. So let's go ahead and do that. Not the most convenient way to open these things. Here's the contents, and we'll get the first smell test. And it just smells like old plastic. I can already see one difference between this and the 1991 one, which indicates that this one's a little bit older. So far there's nothing to say it's anything different than the 1991 one. But we have the old, small, white spoon. I was going to say an MRE spoon. This is actually the same spoons that they used in the sea rations before MREs. The 1991 one came with a standard brown spoon that we're used to seeing today, so they'd already put that in. This one, we can already tell it's going to be a little bit older because it has the old white spoon. And we have, looks like everything else is about the same. We have the omelet with ham. Although I will say, despite being what I believe is going to be older, it actually has a slightly bigger box, which is also open, strangely enough. Looks like the glue just failed on that a little bit. But yeah, the box is a little bit bigger, but they're both 6 ounces. It actually has a familiar name too. This one, the 1991 one was packed by Land O'Frost Incorporated. Never heard of them. And the new one was packed for Ameriqual. One of the names we're familiar with. Anyway, so we have the omelet with ham, and we have the side of potatoes au gratin, 5 ounces, also from Ameriqual. Here's the, wow, now this is interesting too. The 1991 one had this for ingredients. This one has this for ingredients. A little bit simpler. Look at that. It says whole eggs, ham, water, butter, hominy grits, lecithin, white pepper, citric acid, and annatto powder. Not really a lot in there. Yeah, it's kind of similar on this. I think it's like a truth in advertising kind of thing. I just think as the years went on, more and more of these little mystery elements got listed in the ingredients. And this one they just kind of put what they felt like putting. So we have the omelet with ham, with the potatoes au gratin. We have crackers and cheese spread. This is almost rock hard. It's a lot harder than the other one was. And we have a orange beverage based powder. The first one came in a paper package. This is in the retort pouch type packaging. We have a cocoa beverage powder type 1. And we have an oatmeal cookie bar. Basically the exact same things that were in the first one. And here we have accessory packet A with instant coffee, cream substitute, sugar, salt, chewing gum, matches, toilet tissue, hand cleaner, and our first indication of how old this is. And let's see how old this is. Oh boy, we have a stamp date code 9131. So this one is from 1989. This is 2 years older. It'd be interesting to see what the difference is. 9165 on the omelet. Nothing on the crackers, just like the last one. Cocoa beverage is 9123, so they're all around the same time. few months into 1989, 9115. So we have definitely a 1989 MRE. So this one's 2 years older. The differences is very similar. The menu's pretty much exactly the same. The only difference is the spoon, some of the packaging, and possibly something in the accessory packet. Let's see what accessory packet A with its failing lamination. Not a big deal because it's not really a retort pouch. Let's see what's in here. Well, the other one also had candy. This one does not have candy. Yeah, we have the same Taster's Choice coffee. Cream substitute. I think this came from the bag. Opening it up, it's a little weird stainage there. Sugar. Refreshing towelette. Yeah, this looks like it's a citrus. So it's probably gonna have that nice lemon smell. This is kind of a nice nostalgic sort of a thing. Things like those. Salt, matches, chewing gum, toilet paper. And it's probably worth mentioning that I just finished reviewing the 1991 MRE, and I still have kind of that taste in my mouth. So I forgot to, in that review, I forgot to try the gum. So I kind of wanted to see. It seems to be pretty. Whoa, it just shot across the room. It seems to be pretty rock hard, and it makes a good projectile apparently. But well, not too bad. And when eating a vintage MRE with cheese spread that may have turned, it's not a bad idea to have a little gum. So here's what came in a 1989 menu number 4 omelet with ham. Really, it didn't change much between this and the 1991 one that we tried. But the only difference is the spoon. There was candy in the accessory packet of the first one, but that's because it was a different accessory packet. It was accessory packet C instead of A. Otherwise, the menu's the same. It's really before the years where they started to make real wholesale changes to try and improve these things pretty much every year. And you can see there's no hot beverage bag, and there's no flameless ration heater in this one. As I did with the last one, I am going to go ahead and put the omelet and the potatoes in some hot water to get them heated up at least. And we'll take a look at everything else while that's heating up. See what the packaging look like on these things. This one's in the, it's funny, it's in the longer box like the 8-ounce ones we have now, but this was only a 6-ounce entree. And this has the standard green retort pouch with a little bit of, it's got some wrinkling on it, showing definitely showing some signs of aging. But considering the fact that it is 28 years old, it's not really too bad. Oh, it's actually interesting. It has it's almost pink writing down here. The omelet with ham. I don't know if you can see that. The date code on it of it's like 9165. Same as on the cardboard box. And the potatoes are gratin. It's in the smaller side pouch, and a little bit different color too. A lot of variety in the color of these old pouches. This and this. Here's the crackers, and we'll check out if these 28-year-old crackers have a good, you can see they have a good vacuum seal here. Very tight, and as you'd expect, just like with the oatmeal cookie bar. But let's see how the, if we have a hiss. I didn't hear too much, but there's definitely a release of the seal. And the crackers seem to smell just fine, which is a good sign. And this will look just fine too. But the cheese spread, I'm afraid, is probably going to be a different story. This is very hard. I'm going to try to knead this. It does say knead package before opening. And I'm definitely going to do that, see if I can soften this up. So give me a minute to do that. Alright, that doesn't seem to be too effective. It's a little bit more pliable, but it's still very hard in there. Much different than the other one. Granted, there's 2 years difference in the age of these, but like I said in the first video, it really is a crapshoot with these old MREs. You really don't know what you're going to get. Kind of need to make a kind of a betting game out of it, actually. I mean, you could get one that's this old and everything's edible. You could get one that's much newer than this and everything's horrible. It's really hard to tell. But the stiffness of this cheese doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to be able to be eaten, but, you know, it doesn't seem very likely that's going to be very good. Actually, you know what? Let me cut this with a knife so I can have a little more control about how it comes out of here. Alright, I'm already getting a strong smell from this, and I don't know if you can see this, but the lamination, it's really showing how it's failing. Granted, a lot of that was because I just kneaded it for about 5 minutes, but you can see different layers inside of here if you look close enough, which is kind of interesting. You can see the plastic on the outside. And here we go. And there's some of the metallic on the inside, and then more plastic on the inside of that. And let's see what this actually looks like. It actually looks a little bit smoother than the last one. And I think, if anything, it might even smell a little bit stronger than that one. Looks like modeling clay. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be eating this. In addition to not really looking and smelling all that good, it also has some metal from the lamination in there too. I'm not sure if it smells better or worse than the last one I had, but not great either way. Here's the oatmeal cookie bar. This seems to be fine. It's very well vacuum sealed. It does have some lamination issues up at the top, but that's not a big deal. This should be fine, like the last one. Yeah, if anything, I think this might actually smell a little bit better than the last one. And we have 3 beverages with this MRE. We have the coffee, cocoa beverage base powder, and orange beverage base powder. The orange beverage base takes 12 ounces of water. And this package doesn't seem to have any tear notch in it, so we'll make one. Alright, the last one, the one from 1991, looked just fine. This one still seems to smell okay, but it has a little bit of an odd, almost looks like some moisture got in there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's some discoloration and some clumpiness in there. Now let's see how it, I don't know if you can see that. Here's what I'm talking about. Let's see how it mixes up. Doesn't seem to be too bad. This choice doesn't seem to smell too bad, and it seems to look okay. Dairy creamer and sugar. Cocoa beverage powder smells just a little bit funny. Looks okay. I don't know, it smells a little bit like dirt, like cocoa scented dirt. Most likely just the packaging, but I don't know, something about it's not quite as good as that last one. Part 1. And that just leaves us with our omelet and potatoes au gratin. The omelet, I think I had mentioned that it did show some signs of like wrinkling, which is showing that the lamination is starting to fail on here. And you can actually, especially now it's been heated, you can see it better and you can hear it too. It's when you handle it, you can hear the crinkling a little bit more. And it's actually a really good example of it right here, where it's completely separating. Actually, look at this. Just peel it right off. Don't see that too often. So, that's definitely a sign of aging. And obviously the fact that I had it in water didn't help. There's also a few little spots here that are a little bit strange, where it's almost like the outer packaging is eroding away and you're seeing the inner packaging a little bit underneath. But yeah, it's definitely a curious issue right there. But it is 28 years old. So the tear notches are here and here, but because of the fact that, like the last one, the omelet actually comes up above the tear notch, I'm just going to actually make my own tear notch above that, so it'll come out a little bit better, I hope. And there's the omelet. Just a weird, spongy kind of pale mass. At least it's hot. Oh, this is a big one too. Probably being a different manufacturer, it's still 6 ounces, I guess, but it takes up a little bit more space on the tray. And the potatoes, retort poach seems to be in a little bit better shape. Just starting to show a little bit of delamination issues. Nothing major. Let's see how these look and smell. Oh wow. This looks really creamy. It's almost gray. It smells similar to the 1991 one, but a little bit worse. Oh wow. Yeah, this actually makes the one from 1991 look pretty appetizing. There's a weird, almost looks like a separation of colors in here. Let's get a close-up of these. Now on their best days, the omelets aren't very good anyway, so it's not really surprising that this is not terribly appetizing looking. Almost looks like Spam. It's the same kind of a color, maybe a little bit more orange, but kind of that sort of color and consistency. Maybe a little bit softer. And the potatoes don't seem to be anything to write home about. I'm not really crazy about this. The way the sauce looks. Not only is it like darker than you want it to be, it doesn't really look like cheese, and it kind of has this this weird something like looks like it's separated in there, or maybe curdled. Does not look great. But I guess we do have to try this out. See what we can make out of it, and see how it survived, or if it survived. Let me give this a little smell and hopefully taste test. Certainly not much to look at. And not much to taste either. It doesn't have a heck of a lot of taste. Kind of bland. There is that ham in there, which does kind of help. And I think that's all I'm going to have from this. It's definitely worse than the one from 1991. Not surprisingly, it is 2 years older, and I don't think it was in quite as good storage conditions. I haven't yet got that strange sensation along the side of my tongue, but I'm thinking it's going to be there. Orange beverage base drink seems to be okay. Now let's try these au gratin potatoes. They look like some kind of other potatoes. They don't seem to smell like very much, but at least a little musty, but at least there isn't a really horrible smell emanating from them, which is a good sign. Oh. It seemed to be okay until I swallowed it, and there's definitely something off in that. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, I'm going to pass on having any more of that. It tasted alright in my mouth, but it kind of burned a little bit going down my throat. So the omelet seems to be okay. It doesn't seem like it's going to kill anybody, but the potatoes, something, I guess the cheese, you know, it's a dairy product. Not a good thing after 28 years. Let's try this cracker, which seemed to be okay. Yeah, it just tastes like a bland old cracker. And as I said, there's a lamination, there's metal from the lamination in the cheese, so I've got to be careful with that. But I'm going to try and give that at least a little bit of a taste, because the cheese doesn't look, I mean, it doesn't look great. Like I said, it looks like clay. But it smells about the same as the last one. It's like a musty cheese. It kind of smells like old vintage cheese, aged cheese. But like I said, the other one, not in a good way. Not like a blue cheese or anything like that. And it's hard to judge it after that, those potatoes. But no, that's not good either. It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's musty. It actually doesn't taste like cheese. Tastes really old. Tastes not good. That's not good either. Still having throat issues from the potatoes. All right, let's try to finish this up. This is the oatmeal cookie bar. Which does seem to be good. It's a relief. Nice to have something in there that's good. I'll try the coffee. It tastes like instant coffee. Doesn't seem like anything went bad in that. It's a good thing. And the cocoa beverage powder drink. This one, usually these are fine, but the powder did smell a little bit off. But luckily the drink tastes fine. As with the last one, I think the only thing, if I was to finish anything in this, I think it would be the cocoa beverage and the oatmeal bar. Possibly the drink, but that doesn't taste great either. I don't know if it's just because they've changed the formula over the years, or if it's just a little bit off. Just from being in the packaging for over a quarter of a century, it can do that. So, yeah, this was a look at a 28-year-old MRE. Menu number 4. Omelet with ham. And it was part 2 of a comparison with one from 1991, which was stored under better conditions. And here's a quick look at the two of them together. They look very similar. I mean, they're the exact same menu. The only real differences, other than the cheese having a different consistency, is that this one has the caramels, different accessory packet. This one did not have Tabasco sauce, different spoons, but they both have the fowl omelet and the au gratin potatoes, which is something I like. I mean, if these were new, I'm sure I would eat the whole thing, but these are just a little bit off. This one a little bit off, and that one a lot off. This one I don't think is edible. Everything else on here I think could be, well, that's not edible either. Everything else on here I think could be eaten if you really wanted to or really needed to, but yeah, it seems like it survived overall pretty good, except for a few things. So thank you for watching. Thank you to Name Not Found and Steve1989 MREinfo for sending these along. It was a pretty interesting experiment.